All right, everybody, welcome back to the second match here with Jeskai Saheeli. Looks like we have a pretty decent opener, right? We have some digging or interaction on turn 1, plus a spreading seeds on turn 2, plus a potential snap bolt on turn 3 or snap serum on turn 3. I think this is pretty good. Obviously, we need to hit some land drops. We got a Teferi for some top end if we need it in a matchup like this, but we'll see. Let's go ahead and close this out here. Looks like our opponent kept the 7, we kept the 7. We'll see what matchup this is. So, Island, go, not great for us. Saheeli is a combo piece, so that's something. I'm going to go ahead and just get a Steam and I could have fetched an Island, but I don't know what I need. I think I want this Colonnade on top. I don't know if I want this Remand, but I also know that I need more land drops. So I think I'm going to go ahead and bottom that. If this is Storm, oh man. Howling Mine. Okay. Alright. Taking turns, right? This is taking turns. I wouldn't mind Remand against the Taking Turns deck, especially now that we're, like, obviously. Don't think they have anything relevant we want to bolt, and we always have Snap Bolt, so instead of discarding, I'll go ahead and make sure their life is a little bit lower than it has to be. We don't have an answer to Howling Mine main deck, so that's pretty good. Our opponent did not hit another land. If they have like a Remand, that's going to be kind of annoying. But we could also just go for the combo. We could also just click them. Yeah, clicking them also works, right? I think we can go ahead and discard this Spreading Seas pretty easily. Obviously, I'm going to let them get the second draw trigger before I cast Vendilion Click here. And now if they have Remand, they're incentivized to cast it now. Yep. And that's perfect. We can go ahead and resolve a Saheeli next turn. I don't think the opponent plays Spell Pierces. They might, but I could be wrong. And the fact that they missed a land for one turn was actually huge for us. And now with the Resolve Saheeli, we can really pressure them. They could have like Cryptic Command. Interesting. Peak? Giga Drowse. Sure. My opponent using a Giga Drowse there is actually really good for us. We do have another land. We do want to get blue sources, I think, but let's get another red source too. Yeah, I think this is fine. Blue, red, white, Saheeli, tick up, bottom that. We do want land drops. And now we can go ahead and click our opponent on draw step. If they hold up interaction for our turn. I'm just going to go ahead and resolve. Oh, exhaustion. Oof. Yep. Well, that's one way we get punished, right? But we didn't really have interaction anyways. I guess we had click, but let's go ahead and top a land. Again, we'll discard a Spreading Seas here. The reason we're not discarding Path to Exile is because sometimes their win condition is, in fact, whatchamacallit? The thing that turns your creatures into your cards into. It takes an extra turn and it turns your creature into a land. So I forget what card that is. So drawing a Remand here would be excellent. It means we play around. We can beat a Cryptic Command. They could also just have a Giga Drowse here, which would be annoying. Let's go ahead and just make sure we're not auto yielding to anything. Opponent is waiting on upkeep here, so they could force us to just click on our turn. But let's see. They copy it. Let's go ahead and let them set their copies, obviously, before we start tapping our lands. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So essentially they're tapping all of our lands, so. Let's go ahead and just click in response. See what our opponent's sitting on. Hopefully no more exhaustions. Yeah, they have cryptic commands, they have Jace. They have a Time Warp, but they don't have any lands. So there could be an argument here to just leave them with everything if they want it, because they have 2. I guess we could take Snap. No, I mean, honestly, I guess we can take one of the Time Warps. Yeah, I'm okay with taking one of the Time Warps. And I really wish we had a Remand right about now. I think Remand would easily like seal this game up. Oh shoot, I even just forgot to activate Saheeli. Yep, I'm off my game a little bit here. Let's see. So we bend the Time Warp. If our opponent draws a land here, they can land Time Warp. But it looks like they're respecting the counter magic, which is really good for us, which means we have another turn here to draw Remand. Wow, and we drew it. Oh my gosh. All right, so okay. I think that's game unless they drew 1 mana interaction. Let's go ahead and just tick up Saheeli here. We could have ticked down on Vendilion Click, but we don't need that. We go ahead and cast Feldar Guardian. Opponent, has the remand or has the cryptic command. We'll go ahead and remand it back to their hand, and that should be game unless our opponent has like a Spell Snare or Spell Pierce. I doubt it though. All right, looks like we won that game. Whew. I didn't think we were going to get there, honestly. That exhaustion was really scary, but our opponent actually respected the 2-mana counterspell, so that was nice. Let's go ahead and get some dispels here. Aware Terror is nice. EE maybe. Damping Sphere is a no-no, especially in Counter Wars. Ruined Halo, probably not good enough. Because we could name the land that they make a creature, but eventually we're just dead at that point. So it's definitely not what we want. I don't like Felidar in this matchup, or PN Kirnalar in this matchup. It's definitely not the grind fest or anything like that. Wall of Omens doesn't do very much either. Oh, actually, essentially our opponent is mono blue, so we definitely want to cut some number of Spreading Seas here. So Wear Tear. Dispel. Yeah, we don't have a lot for this matchup now that I'm, really looking at it. So Pia might be okay as just like some top end threat. Maybe Spreading Seas gets like a Field of Ruin in the early game or something like that. I think we want to keep our Bullets, Pats, Snap, because we can go Snap Bolt and we can take down Jaces. We can Snap Path, opposing clicks, snaps, and those lands. Although I guess there might be an argument to just like cut a Path, right? Because Path's not great. Like Spreading Seas at least cycles in the early game. I guess Engineer Explosives blows up some stuff. Yeah, let's go with that. I'm not certain on this configuration, but I think we don't want too many copies of Spreading Seas in the mono blue matchup. Looks like our opponent just like snap kept. Unfortunately, like even though we have the combo, we don't have 2 lands. I'm going mulligan, just keep it safe. Yeah, this hand's okay. I don't know if we'll need more lands, but I'm going to go ahead and bottom right now. We have the Serum Visions. We have a decent curve here. What am I looking at here? Fairy Conclave. Okay, sure. I think here we just get a basic island. Serum Visions. We have 4 lands. We would like the combo piece, though, so that's nice. Field of Ruin. Okay. I guess, yeah. Sure. So I think here we just want to go ahead and actually Spreading Seas the Fairy Conclave. And we drew an Engineer Explosives. That's a great. Next turn we can, well, it would pop our our Spreading Seas, but I didn't think about that if we draw exactly EE. Our opponent could play Exhaustion here, which would be annoying. Play another Howling Mine, too. I wouldn't mind them playing another Howling Mine. No Howling Mine. Okay, sure. Alright. I think we'll just go ahead and Serum Visions here. Set up our draws a bit. Dictative Prufix. Yeah, sure. Sure thing. That's a lot of draw. It's a lot of lands for us. Here we could keep up Dispel. I don't think there's much of a reason to. I'm just going to go ahead and get this EE out on 2. Yeah, I feel like we're already pretty behind. Being on the draw against this opponent also feels really behind because we can't remand any Howling Mines or anything like that. So our opponent's going to draw 3 cards this turn. Exhaustion me, maybe? Yep. Again, we didn't have a counter for Exhaustion anyways. So our opponent could be going off here. Yeah, I have to imagine that it's pretty much game at this point. I guess technically we just could have played nothing, and therefore, had we drawn... let's go ahead and discard like 1 Wall of Omens and 1 Colonnade. Like, if we had not played out the Engineer Explosives, it means Exhaustion wouldn't have done that much to us, which means we would have been live to draw a remand off of their dictates and all that stuff. This kind of like telegraphed that we have nothing, and now they can just go ahead and play a land, take a Time Walk. Yep. Our opponent going to go draw some more cards here. Temporal Mastery. Jeez. Take a Time Walk. And I think we're probably going to go and scoop it up pretty soon here. Just going to go ahead and maybe see a little bit more of our opponent's deck. Maybe that might help us to make some sideboarding decisions for Game 3. Sure. Essentially, what our opponent's going to do here is take infinite turns. It's just a matter of them finding a win condition. Like a Jace to plus an ultimate on us or something like that. Which will eventually get us. Yeah, let's just go ahead and concede for time's sake. We're not winning this match in any reasonable world. Yeah, not great. Seeing more of their lands, maybe we do want another Spreading Season there over the Path to Exile. Does Exhaustion target? Could we like... Alright, give me a second, guys. I'm going to look up Exhaustion and see if it targets, because maybe we can, like, say Ruin Halo targeting Exhaustion. Yeah, it is target opponent. Let's try it. Let's try it. Another one-lander with remand. That's really unfortunate for us. Jeez. I think I'm going to be inclined to keep this hand. It's really awkward. It's super awkward. But we'll have Serum Visions on the turn we need it. Well, not the turn we need it, but we'll have Serum Visions with another land. Yeah, our opponent showing off their smooth mana base here. Let's go ahead and Serum Visions here. Again, we're digging for lands at this point. And this is one of those draws where obviously, like, this is a very small percentage of games where this happens, but yeah, and there's the Howling Mine, which is really frustrating. Especially if we don't draw a land here to, like, slam Saheeli. Alright, whew! Do need to have blue mana for that. I'll go ahead and bottom that. We have another Saheeli in hand, obviously, and we do need to make our land drops, plus find our combo pieces. Okay, so Snapcaster Mage, not the worst card. Another one I'm not sure I want. Do we play Wall of Omens here? Let me exit out of here for you guys. Do we play Wall of Omens? I think we do. I think we'll just go ahead and cycle. If they want to remand this, I'm fine with that. So Lightning Bolt's not the worst card. It interacts with Jace. It lets us go like snap Bolt to go on a more aggressive plan here. Another remand is also, wow, double remand. Let's go ahead and bottom the Serum Visions. At this point, we don't need card selection. We just want actual lands or Felidar Guardians. They could go like bounce Saheeli, draw a card or something like that here. And we'll say remand. Alright, there's a land. I guess that's a Field of Ruin. And now the question they're going to ask themselves is, do I have another remand? The answer is yes, I do. In fact, I have two. Alright, well, that's a lot of lands. Bottom of the Serum Visions. I guess I'd rather... That kind of ruins my scries, though. I think I'd still rather play it. In case they go for like Field of Ruin this turn, I would like to have more colored sources of mana. Yeah, so they're going for the Field of Ruin this turn, which is what I thought they might do. We'll say okay to that, obviously. Well, let's go ahead and get an island. Say okay. So let me think here. We could just snap remand that now. I think I like that. Another Saheeli, not really what we want. I think we can go ahead and discard this Spreading Seas. Now we have a little bit more of a clock with some more tempo elements going on here. Looks like our opponent is not tapping out into our mana, which is nice. Teferi. I guess Colonnade's not the worst. I think this turn I'm actually going to go ahead and... Well, if I copy Snapcaster Mage, that gets in for 7 points of damage. And then I have double Remand with Colonnade backup for the next turn. Yeah. I think that's okay. I think I want to take the turn here to get aggressive. Obviously, we know about the Cryptic Command in hand. If we had the combo, we would have gone for it here probably with, Remand backup. But we don't. And playing Teferi here does feel a bit like suicide. Alternatively, we could go like copy Snap, cast Serum Visions, put our opponent to 9, and dig for the combo. But then, Snap plus Saheeli plus Celestial Colonnade is 7 damage for next turn, though. I guess we don't need 7 damage, right? We would bolt them, put them down to 10, attack them for 4, put them down to 6. So I guess we don't need that 7 point of damage. I did my math wrong there. Looks like our opponent is thinking here. BRB. Okay. So I'll go ahead and pause the video here for you guys, but I will be back soon. Okay, looks like our opponent is back. While our opponent was gone, I was thinking about Giga Drouse. They have Giga Drouse for 5, though, and that means we can't keep up Remand even with a land. So I'm going to go ahead and just target the Lightning Bolt here. If my opponent is sitting on a bunch of Cryptic Commands and things like that, and Jaces and Time Warps, I think I do want to get aggressive here. And again, I'm not playing out the Colonnade yet, because I don't want my opponent to kind of worry about what's happening here. I want them to just take the damage, and then I play the Colonnade and they realize, oh crap, I might be dead to Snap plus Colonnade beat. So let's go ahead, beginning of combat. Alright, looks like our opponent does not do any tapping of those. Let's go ahead and play a Colonnade. Let's bolt my opponent. Put him to 6. And I think here we'll discard maybe the redundant Saheeli. Yeah, I have a feeling we're going to get Giga Drouse out of the game here. No, just stop, just stop. Just stop, opponent, please. No! Oh. Yeah, Giga Drouse is just the worst. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. There go all our lands. We could remand one of the copies and hold up like a path. Well, let's see. So the original spell is targeting Island. The copies are targeting those two. We could remand this one. Yeah. Our opponent probably has a Dispel. Sure. Got him to use it at the very least. And now we just hope our opponent fizzles. I guess I mean I feel like I had to take an aggressive line there. I don't know if I had the luxury of just kind of stepping back. Because this puts my opponent dead to the attacks. And we didn't draw the combo, so we couldn't go for it. But it turns out our opponent had, Dispel backup as well. So Serum Vision's not necessarily a good start. That means they just, for us, it could be they're just setting up for their next draw steps with their Time Warp in hand. I imagine with 6 lands, they have at least an Exhaustion or a Time Warp or something. With 6 cards in hand, I'd be hard pressed to imagine that they don't have a way to get there. What? Oh my god. I did not expect us to have another turn, especially with that aggressive Gigadrowse. Interesting. So if we go Colonnade here with Remand backup, Geez, Shuffler, yeah. That's pretty crazy. So the thing is, now they have Cryptic Command plus Remand, which is a pretty likely scenario at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and just keep getting aggressive here. I guess Cryptic Command plus Remand doesn't... Yeah, it does get there, because we don't have the mana to recast Remand. So here we'll go ahead and copy the Snapcaster Mage. I guess we could also play land, play Saheeli. The thing is, they could also Snapcaster Mage to get back a Dispel, but they can't. They can have like Remand plus Snap Dispel as well. There's a lot of things they could have here that means they're not dead, but we could go land Saheeli to copy. Now we can target Remand as well with the copy and with the backup Remand in our hand. We could just have lethal here. They could have another Gigadrowse, though. It's entirely likely that they have another Gigadrowse. Again, I'm pretty sure Gigadrowse taps permanents as well. Tap target permanent. I mean, yeah, it taps creatures as well. I do want to get aggressive here, though, I think. Play another Saheeli. Put that on the stack. So our opponent going to do your Cryptic Command. We have Remand for that from the graveyard. Opponent has a Remand of their own. And we also have a Remand of our own. Oh, Saheeli to keep. I think this is the Saheeli to keep. Alright. Target Remand. Jesus Shuffler, yep. But putting our opponent to 6 turned out to be really relevant, and we found the line to get there. Against Mono Blue taking turns. Exact kill with the exact... Whoo! That was a tough game. I'm not going to lie, that was a tough game. I really thought we were dead with that Gigadrowse. Gigadrowse is such a hard card to beat for Jeskai, because we can only interact really after what our react to our opponent rather than kind of interact on our turn with our mana. So that's also one of the really hard cards to beat against Storm as well. But anyways, thanks so much for watching. That was the second match here with Jeskai Saheeli. I think a bit of a long one, but hopefully you enjoyed it, the back and forth interaction of a kind of blue mirror. And stay tuned for the third and final match with Jeskai Saheeli. So I'll see you guys soon.